if you haven't. Really good movie. After that, we have X-Men First Class. I plan on revisiting all the X-Men movies before I saw Dark Phoenix, but then like it got a ton of bad reviews, so I haven't went and seen it yet. But I actually like the X-Men movies a lot. Not a huge comic book fan, but after seeing Avengers, the last one, I really wanted to like sort of dip my toe back into the comic book world because I had a blast with it, and I always loved the X-Men, so I figured I would. And honestly, these were $5 at Big Lots, so that's kind of why I got them. I normally don't buy stuff like this, but I guess I'm branching out a little bit. The Wolverine, I think that's like the second or third. I don't remember. There was a couple solo Wolverine movies. X2, which. Oh, by the way, X-Men First Class I really like. X2, which is the sequel there, X-Men United. I really like this one as well. And then finally, X-Men. I did that in complete wrong order. So we have X-Men. I like them. I watched the first two, revisited them, liked them both. X2 is definitely better than X1. X1 doesn't hold up the best, but it's still enjoyable for what it was. And they didn't have The Last Stand, so, or the third one, I believe that's The Last Stand, so I didn't get to check that out, but I forgot that I had these in here. I guess these would qualify as non-horror Blu-rays as well. But I want to pick up some more of them and kind of revisit those. After that, we have Planet of the Apes. This is the remake. I didn't know this one. I think I have all the other ones on Blu-ray. But I didn't own this one. I've never seen it. It's like the Tim Burton version. I hear it's bad, but kind of want to set. I have a curiosity about it. After that, we do have Howling 3 on Blu-ray. Ozploitation classic here from Umbrella Entertainment. This movie's just fun, man. It's not great, but it's just a weirdo movie. Especially like the concept of it not being like a werewolf per se, but one of those. I forget the names of them. They were like Tasmanian like were dog. I forget what they were called. But they were an animal. They're now extinct. But it's kind of based on those things. Forget what they were called. I think it started with an L, but I can't remember. Anyway, Howling 3, pretty fun stuff. I did revisit that, and it's a little too long, but it's a weird one. After that, Night of Lepus. Pretty fun. I really enjoyed Night of Lepus. Killer rabbits. None of the rabbits look to the scale in which they're being portrayed. Even with like the miniatures and stuff. They don't pull it off at all. After that, Beware the Blob. This one wasn't very good, but I can see how it could be a little fun. What a weird sequel. After that, we have a Severin release, All the Colors of the Dark. This one was pretty fun, but I was watching these when I was watching all of the like 1972 movies, and I was just burnt out on giallos. But that's Sergio Martino there. Then we have the New York Ripper 3-discer from Blue Underground review coming on this full review, but I absolutely loved this release. I think that this film is definitely a lot better than I initially thought when I first seen it. This is only the second time that I've seen it. Lucio Fulci, and I think that I'm becoming a fan of that one. I grabbed this one real quick for the 1972 show, Godzilla vs. Gigan. This was a lot of fun. This was probably one of my favorite Godzilla films. I don't know. Maybe I'm becoming a Godzilla fan. Kind of broadened my horizons a little bit, as you can tell from this video, but I really dug Godzilla vs. Gigan. It was a lot of fun. Then we have The Believers from Olive Entertainment here. This movie's good. It's a good movie. A little too long, but it deals with cults and stuff, and I like things like that, so I recommend checking it out if you've never seen it. I grabbed this for really cheap. I forget where I picked it up, though. I think Walmart, maybe. I'm not even sure. The Revenant. Never seen it, but it looks kind of cool. I always heard that it was pretty good, so decided to pick that up. Town That Dreaded Sundown here. The remake, or the sequel, which I've never seen. Voyage from the Bottom of the Sea. Another flick that I've never seen, but it looks really fun. These type of movies, 60s, 50s, you know, sci-fi type movies I dig. After that, we have Digging Up the Marrow, the Adam Green film. Also, really enjoy this one. This was that one's a lot of fun. Then we have The Vampire, Scream Factory release here. Never seen it, but Scream Factory, really cheap. I got it for Contamination Point 7. I always liked this movie. I had it on VHS as a kid, and it was like just on tape. It was taped VHS with Jason Goes to Hell, actually. I never knew what the hell this was called, but I used to watch it all the time. Never Sleep Again, the Elm Street Legacy 2-discer. I do own this on DVD. As you can see, I actually got that poster that came with the DVD, but I've never owned it on Blu-ray, and I love this documentary, so I figured I would pick it up. Death by Temptation, a Vinegar Syndrome release. This was a trauma film, I believe, and I think it might be like a blaxploitation film. I'm not really sure, but it looks fun. I want to check it out. After that, we have The Man with Two Heads, 1972. Not very good, but picked it up for $72. This film, Night Watch and Day Watch, I'm not sure if these are any good or even horror, but it was $3 at Big Lots, so I figured I would give it a shot. Then we got these two films. They just look fun. Not sure if they're horror at all, but we have Dead in Tombstone, and that stars Danny Trejo and Mickey Rourke. Looks pretty fun, man. I don't think they might be, I don't know, maybe they are horror, I don't know. And then we have Dead Again in Tombstone, which $3 Big Lots. After that, I think I paid only $3 a piece for these, even though they say $6.99. That is Underworld. Never seen I've seen pieces of it, never seen much of the series though. Not really a fan of action horror, over stylized look like that in the Resident Evil films, but it was like you had to buy 2 of these to get them like half off or something. So I wanted this film, which is Deliverance, which I have on DVD, but I don't own on Blu-ray. So I bought both of those. That was the only other like horror one. Then we have House with the Clocks in Its Walls. Grabbed this at Family Video for $6, which is pretty cool. I saw this in theaters. Eli Roth, pretty cool movie. Then we have Manhattan Baby, which is a Lucio Fulci film. It is a 3-disc limited edition Blue Underground. This was like one of the first of those new 3-discers they're doing. Finally got that. It was hard to find for a decent price. The Brain, this dropped crazy on Amazon in price a while back, so I picked it up. This is a film that I think a lot of people wanted to get a release. Scream Factory, haven't watched it yet. I have seen it before, a long time ago though. Another Vinegar Syndrome here, Dear Dead Delilah. This is another one I picked up really cheap. Never seen it. It was a 1972 movie I totally forgot to watch. But that is Dear Dead Delilah. Looks pretty fun. After that we have Funny Games, which is a Criterion. Awesome movie. If you've never seen it, definitely check it out. I'm going to revisit this one soon. This is a great movie. Weird, interesting movie. Then we got Leprechaun Returns, which is the newest sequel to the Leprechaun franchise. I loved it. I haven't watched the Blu-ray yet, but I saw this when it came out. I rented it. It came a little beat up on the slipcover. That kind of annoyed me a little bit, but I didn't feel like sending it back. So that is Leprechaun Returns. Pick it up if you haven't. Then we have a new film that I got from Cult Epics. I'll be dropping a review of this pretty soon, but it is My Nights with Susan, Sandra, Olga, and Julie. Kind of a weird movie, but definitely worth your time. It's very weird. They have this weird neighbor who like dresses up these dead people and stuff, which is just a weirdo, but pretty cool. And finally, for this update, we have Stephen King's It, which I just watched. This is the original It. I didn't own this on Blu-ray, and I thought that was not good. So I picked this up, and I was like, you know what? I just need to watch this on Blu-ray because I love It, and the new one's coming out soon. I don't have this on Blu-ray. I wanted to revisit it. Steelbook at Walmart. Not a huge fan of Steelbooks, but you know what? It was cheap, and it was a cool little addition, so I grabbed it. Anyway, that's it, guys. I am exhausted. That's a lot of talking. My throat's hurting. But, yeah, again, if you want a shirt, 22 shots of moods and horror.com. You can grab one. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.